Welcome to episode 11 of The Fake Marketer. Nick's back.
Hello again.
You're not back.
I'm on these things all the time. It's basically my podcast as well. I'm actually going to start. Can I actually start promoting it as my podcast? Can I have my name at the bottom of the thumbnail?
No. So the problem was with this is there was a plan when we originally did this. There was a plan, but it sort of backfired a bit because of time. Because we're really busy.
Yeah, but I can say I've got two businesses then, can I? As in two podcasts.
No, you can do it if you want.
But can I have my name on the thumbnail as well?
I guess you can.
Can I?
Yeah, your name's in.
We're gonna.
My name's not even. No, my name's in.
Oh, you need to.
Well, the plan was originally right. The plan was originally to get the guests talking about a certain type of marketing.
Yeah.
So email, PPC,
yeah.
But then also try and get a marketing manager every month. So it'd be free a month would be me speaking to a marketing manager within a certain sector, telling me what has and hasn't worked for them. Then a specialist in that particular subject. Then me in the van with probably you or someone. And that was really it.
Yeah.
It's not transpired because we're really busy.
Yeah.
And I haven't had time to reach out to anyone or even go there. So that was the plan.
Which is actually fine because anyone listening to this now, it could be 2024, and they've gone back to the beginning of all the podcasts.
Yeah.
And they're listening to this, but then they're going, oh, one of the latest ones has got like Gary Vaynerchuk on it.
Yeah.
So everything has to start somewhere because no one's going to listen to anything for about 8 months anyway.
Exactly, which is why I said to Michael, right, even if it's shit, just crack on.
So basically, if you listen to this and you're thinking, oh, it's one of those big podcasts now and it's done really, really well, as we're filming this, no one's listening. No one is, but that's how it works. You know?
One of my mates...
Look how big my podcast is. Let's run Facebook as a podcast.
Well, one of my mates annoyed... But it's one of my mates annoyed me the other day. Well, he's not, he's one of my mates, but he obviously because I've had TikTok, which everyone uploads on Monday, it's obviously against my phone, isn't it? So it's come up, so I've been getting grief for that, which is fine, I'm not having grief. And he put some snarky comment going, go on, just because you're a podcast, you've got your own podcast now. And I was like, at least I've got a job.
Does he have a job?
He doesn't now, he does. So.
He doesn't even do it? Oh,
he was at Gymshark actually.
Oh, he's the one at Gymshark, but now
he got
made
fired.
redundant, did he? How did you get fired, made redundant from a fast-growing company?
We can discuss that off air.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they've got many problems, is it?
Yeah. So we'll leave it there.
Okay.
So on today's episode, which is episode 11, Aaron, it's episode 15 for you. We're going to be discussing why less can sometimes be more.
Yeah. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. It's fantastic.
Who sang it?
Made in plastic. That song.
Yeah.
That was I'm a Barbie. She was hot, wasn't she? It was, and I'm seeing now a really big guy.
Well, they call that Aqua or something.
Aqua,
Yes.
well done, Michael.
Good lad, Michael.
God, you're only young as well. Yeah, Aqua, big guy. Let's go Barbie, let's go party. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's going to go straight into simplicity of an ad. My girlfriend Caroline, on a walk over the weekend, said, have you seen the Barbie advertising? How simple and amazing it is. You automatically know it's Barbie. That came out of her mouth.
Did she actually say that?
She actually said that.
Oh, okay, I don't know if you're blagging that.
No. She actually said that.
You know, you're trying to figure him out going, where is he going with this?
Billboard, just a pink billboard with the date, 21st of July, on the bottom of it.
Yeah, it's blown up. If you look at, again, I always reference LinkedIn a lot on here because I'm on there a lot. Like, the amount of marketing managers that have just done
podcasts on it.
No, just like shitty statics with like making them into like a Barbie and Ken type like style.
Oh, really?
So you may have seen if you ever go on. It's like, I know.
Like bandwagon, but in a really bad way.
Absolute bandwagon, yeah.
Which I get. Like we've got to do that. Well, talking simplicity, is it simple? Probably not. We want to rip off the Deadpool guy vasectomy cocktail, don't we?
I would say that's a little bit different.
Yeah. Problem is we can't do that because we need an Aussie to do it because all that will happen on the comments will be like, what? Why is a pom making the cocktail.
No, but we're going to do it in Australian. We're going to blag it. We're going to pretend to be Australian.
What? G'day. Today we're going to make it.
Put another.
Oh, I don't
put
think-
another bit of vodka in the
gin, but I don't think we
put
can-
a little bit of gin.
I don't think we can do that.
Why?
I don't think we can do that.
No, we are. We're doing it
because the
downstairs.
Aussies hate us anyway.
No,
We're
we're-
representing an Australian brand.
No, we're doing it downstairs. No, we are. It's fucking legit.
No, I know, but I think a legitimate Australian needs to do it. But he's
No.
not going to have the humour as well, like me in the
No,
presence.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna see how it turns out. We're gonna at least try.
Yeah, we'll try. I'm up for that.
I think it'd be funny. Do you know what we're doing? Do you have any idea?
Well, let's move away. That's not a simplistic advert, is it?
I don't know. It's quite simple.
Well, it's simple when you're Ryan Reynolds, I guess.
No, but the concept is, so we're going to go beyond the bar. I don't know if you've seen Ryan Reynolds. He's got, so he's got a gin brand called
Aviation gin.
Aviation, that's it. And he did a type of cocktail called a vasectomy, where he was like pouring like cranberry juice.
And he launched it on Father's Day.
Yeah, he launched it. So it's really good, to be fair. It was good, but it was just him talking himself through making this cocktail.
Whilst making derogatory comments about having kids and how it ruins your life.
So Nick and I,
It doesn't ruin your life for everyone. It's a beautiful thing. But he's just talking about that, like, oh my god, it's still going on.
But if you haven't read Nick's book, it's
How to
Parenting 101.
I got told at the weekend that that friends of mine think it's all a farce, and they think that I'm telling myself that I don't like kids because they say how good I am with my own kids and their kids. I've created my own sort of negativity towards children. Anyway,
fucking hell, sorry. Life story.
Where's that other podcast?
Where's that?
What should we title that? What should we title that one? Does anyone else regret it podcast?
Fucking hell. Sorry, what were we talking about?
Simple.
Vasectomy, yeah. So we've got a client in Australia. Shout out to Jeff.
Vasectomy Australia.
Vasectomy Australia.
Holds about 26 sets of balls a day.
Yeah, so that's 40 balls for on average.
It's actually 52.
Say again?
Carry on.
No, he had 20 sacks.
No, I said 26 sacks. Did I say 20 sacks?
Yeah.
26
I think you said 26.
Oh,
thought
sorry,
I said
I heard
26,
so 52 balls.
Yeah.
So on average.
Then I actually corrected you really quietly in case I got it wrong.
Yeah, how many balls are in
I think it's 52.
and we're going to recreate that aviation one. So downstairs in the bar bit, Nick and I are going to sit down and kind of recreate this cocktail.
Actually, we can move on to sorry to interrupt him. We can use vasectomy as a simple ad
Well,
because he's having some great.
You know
stuff
he
on
is,
it.
but let's because I want to really.
Yeah.
But we're going to go downstairs. We're going to recreate this. But Nick and I are going to put on a fake Australian. We'll try and be Australian, like a good day, you know, and.
I reckon I could do the whole thing and be alright actually.
You reckon?
Being Australian. You just what?
W.
W?
It's like overdub. Just like if the accent's bad, just get a real Australian to do it and then just be mile on.
Get an AI to do it.
But anyway, we're going to do that later.
Yeah.
So Rosie are going to book it in with you to do it, but I've had clearance to do it downstairs. But it'll be cool. It'll be funny. It might be not very good.
Yeah.
I think it'll be good anyway.
But talking about simplicity, so we've got Barbie ad. Now, we say that's a simple advert. It is when you're a 50-year-old huge branded toy that's pink. It suddenly becomes very simple
Right,
advertising.
I agree, but I couldn't believe, and you're one of these, actually, Michael, you and your fucking mate Jason, right?
Croners.
They didn't know what a red coat was.
Yeah, because it's not their era, is it?
I was shocked.
Who didn't? I didn't.
Yeah,
You've never mentioned it to me.
I have. Do you know what it is?
Aren't they from people from one of the holiday parks?
Yeah, but the fact you don't know means you don't.
You mean
But
one of the holiday parts, i.e. the speaker on
Friday's event.
Butlins,
Yeah.
who spoke at the
I thought I was going to say Butlins, I wasn't sure if it was Butlins.
But you don't know what it is. But I was shocked at that. I was literally like flabbergasted when Jason last week was like, never heard of it. I was like,
So what you're saying is actually, what generation of children, because my 3 nieces, they don't play with Barbie. All over between 10 and 15.
the only reason my daughter plays them is she gets hand-me-downs from her nieces. So that's the only reason she's got.
But I mean, is Barbie still a top-selling doll now to children?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, it's going to be.
I'd definitely say it's up there because when I go into, you're not in those shops anymore. You know.
Even when I wasn't looking at children's toys. Sorry, girls' toys. Girls' toys. But yeah, but there's simplicity when you've got a huge brand, isn't it? So if we talk about, and Ryan Reynolds, yeah, he's a brand in himself. But if we're going to talk about simplicity of content, like our last episode was creating content for organic,
yeah,
the stuff that was created for vasectomy clinic. So Australian, Jeff, the owner, is up for anything.
Good day, Jeff.
And it was kind of like, okay, you could be really serious about people having a vasectomy.
Well, I'm going. I've booked in.
You booked in, yeah.
Really, I've done my little sheet thing with the doctors.
But the irony, you know, it was the advertising. It's been completely jumped on as stereotypical. You've got 9 kids running around you, and killed me. Do you see what I mean? That sort of thing. And the fact it's Australian and we're there.
That's the ad copy.
Yeah.
9 kids, kill me.
But it's not far off. It's not far off. Have you read my copy?
No, I haven't.
Oh mate, it's great. So the video, there's 2 videos. There's a couch video and there's a van video. And the van video is a guy with his literal people carrier and just come on kids.
I've seen the video.
And then there's the couch video of a guy just trying to watch TV and it's just got literally kids fighting in the background, jumping on the sofas, jumping over and popcorn flying everywhere. He loses and goes, oh for God's sake, that sort of thing. But the ad copy is it. What we've gone with the campaign is baby roulette.
This is why Sonia, she's like, I don't want you in any meetings when it comes to go. Could you not do something about the pulling out?
No.
Could you not like pull out your wallet, not your?
Oh, you could do. We need to be more creative every 4 to 6 weeks. So it's like
because that is a normal thing, isn't it? Or do you not pull out?
But anyway, digressing is the fact that what our listeners need to think about is the fact that you've just got to think of something. And I mean, vasectomy is not even a funny thing, but there's a stigma attached to it, isn't there?
Well, I've had shit for it, but my mate's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I wouldn't do that." Fuck that.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you? So we actually need to have this conversation off air because as I'm writing my copy, I want to know why your friends.
But you've had this vasectomy.
Yeah. But do you know what? You don't really tell anyone about it. I was quite open, so I'm going for a vasectomy. But I think most of the time, people are quite like, oh, I'm not going to do it. Either way, we don't want to digress. But that's a simple advert. Yes, a bit of production involved, but the idea is simple.
Yeah.
And we are doing an awareness campaign around each of his clinics, starting with the top ones and the bottom ones, and now we're moving the other ones into it. And just basically hitting everyone in that area who's male, seeing these funny videos, because it's going to get the engagement. You see what I mean? And it is getting engagement. And then what we're doing a lead campaign straight off the back of it to everyone in that area. Not to everyone who's seen the video, just everyone in that area again, because it's going to engage at the same time. It's going to start getting recognised. We've halved his current lead cost from that. Like, it's amazing. It's going so well. That's a simple campaign. It just needed thought about how you can make something that's medical, that most men are going, oh, I'm not going to tell my mates about that. They'll think I'm having my penis chopped off and blah, blah, blah. The whole stigma against it is just like, what, you're not going to ejaculate again or whatever it is. I don't know. I'd like to speak to you about what you've experienced, but it's a simple advert and it's doing really, really well. I think the thing is that's hard is when you start talking about other brands, B2B brands. We do B2B for our clients. Our clients are B2B, and it becomes a bit harder to think of.
There's not really an angle.
These different angles. If we think about like the fleet tracking and stuff like that, it's harder, isn't it?
I don't think they're too dissimilar. Well, look, even if you were to look at, and again, when you look at bigger brands, so you look at Barbie and what obviously the guys have done over there. Brand that jumped on Barbie, who have done an ad, you've probably seen it actually yourselves recently, or this week anyway, which is Heineken just put Ken on a billboard, so the green billboard, and then you can choose to see, obviously it's been not written, but they've just put Ken at the end. Now you know who it is, it's Heineken. but it's so clever.
Because they've just copied the way they're doing it.
It's just
Straight
Ken,
off.
isn't it? But because it's Barbie and Ken, it's
Yeah.
done so well. But again, it's so simple. Like, you know that?
Yeah, I just thought it might have spilled on my top.
No, it's fine. But no, again, really simple. Not crazy, just simple. But
they've got away with that
But they're
because
lucky.
they've jumped on the bandwagon
yeah.
of the Barbie one.
But they've kept it simple though.
Yeah, but if Barbie hadn't have done that,
Of course they wouldn't have
the
done
Heineken it wouldn't have worked. They wouldn't even have thought about it.
No, of course they wouldn't. It'd have been absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah,
Because you just gone, why have they missed that? Whereas it's relevant, isn't it?
yeah, it's relevant to the time.
100%.
But that goes also on to add topics and things like that, making it relevant to something that's going on. Jump off the back of it. Like e-commerce is perfect for that. Look for things that are in the diary. You can Klaviyo even provides you with, which I've got, which we use for one of our clients when we can, is a whole every single day there's something. Stupid things. Completely things that you're not going to do it on, but it's something to start something off. Like you have National Sex Day, don't you? The amount of things you could jump on with.
Blowjob on steak day.
What?
Blowjob on steak day.
Yeah? People, that's jumped on a lot.
Yeah, no, yeah, it is, yeah.
We
Weirdly.
spoke about Dash, didn't we, on that one podcast with Harry trial, you know,
Yeah.
sign up.
Yeah.
Who?
Harry,
Prince Harry.
Prince Harry, what?
with the dash. You can tell he doesn't listen to these.
What?
These
Podcasts.
podcasts when you're not on it.
I just turn up, do it and go. You know?
But no, but not only when it comes to creative, when you look at, let's say, that sex we find, when you look at some of, and especially when you look at some ad campaigns, especially for smaller, SMEs, is that a lot of the time they overcomplicate it. They think they've got to run 20 ads, they've got to do 50,000 emails, they've got to do different iterations and stuff. But sometimes it's like, no, you don't. Like when you look at some of the most successful campaigns that we're running for clients at the moment, it's the ones where they're really simple. There's not a million ads. There's 3, 4, 5 that are working. It's getting the right lead cost. Yes, we're doing some testing in the background, but actually those core ads are doing what they need to do. You've not got this massively complex sales side. It's really simple. And I did a talk in, where were we, Michael? London. At the big conversion meetup, and I was explaining why sometimes it's better to get the user on the phone or the prospect on the phone with your sales team quicker rather than try and get them through this really complex sales cycle. Like if you look at one of our clients, Wealth Builders, their sales funnel is quite complex. Like you've got a webinar funnel, and they've got to do different things, downloadable cheat sheets where they don't have a sales team, so they can't do that. But actually, it's pretty better to just get someone on the phone
Yeah.
a lot of the time and keep it simple. Like we as users now, I don't know about you guys, but I'm fed up of chatbots. They're good to a degree, but the reality is, it's how quickly can I get an agent on the phone?
I had it today with
Yeah,
someone.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like go through the questions. I usually just go with no, it hasn't helped. Even if, because I can't even bother to read an article about it. I just
NA
wanna get
always
some-
works. So NA
Yeah.
is like, I think it's a cheat code. I'm convinced it's NA. And I just go straight through them to actually speak to an agent. I want that. But if you're trying to sell a product or service, why would you make someone go through as many hoops? And I get it. Obviously, you want to qualify them or disqualify them. I totally understand. And we've got some clients where we'll say, are you a homeowner, for example, for Ipsum? Yes or no? Well, they have to be a homeowner.
So we want to disqualify you.
We can't help them, so it's pointless them coming into our sales cycle and our sales funnel. That's the way you understand it. But I think a lot of the time, marketers and business owners try and make this sales funnel, which is just crazy. It's like, just get them on the phone as quickly as possible and understand their needs and wants. And if you can't help them, you can't help them. And yes, there may be a larger cost in terms of staffing costs. You're going to get more conversions. I'm convinced of it. This evergreen funnel that, I remember when this...
Everyone still dreams of it. I mean, Wealth Builders, we'll be sitting down in the next month or so to discuss, because that's where they want to move to.
But it's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. I'm still in, obviously your podcast, for everyone here.
I still have to get on the phone with them before I can convert them into the ads clinic.
Yes.
They're still hundreds of $1 million sales company based on these downloads and all the things, courses and stuff like that. He's used his brand. The guy was an absolute animal at building a brand, which went hand in hand with
but
that.
This is where people.
And that wasn't even the reason he was doing it for. I mean, the guy, in a way, I know that if the stick he gets, his ultimate goal over 25 years of social media and building up a sales company was to build up a sales company which worked well with social media to say, hey, this is how you do sales, go to my thing. But his ultimate goal that he's said online is that he was doing that to create a huge social following so that he could build up his property empire by getting investors to invest a minimum of $1 million into his property portfolio. I mean, amazing, really, isn't it?
He still have people on the phone.
They're still on the phone. He's still got pretty much a boiler room of
But
people selling the courses.
That's my point, is everyone's like, oh, you know what, this evergreen funnel and all the rest of it, it's complex. And honestly, some of it, you just sit there going, how would you even...
Yeah, so even with his stature, he still has 60 salespeople in a room, and the person who's about to buy the course for $3,000 or whatever still knows that he's the best and wants it, but they're still having to be tripped over the conversion line by a salesperson and go, okay, I'll do it for $2.5.
This is what I don't get. Honestly, I like evergreen funnels can work, and they do work, but depending on what your product or service is and the cost of it, you've got to get on the phone and get them to sell it or done.
Grant Cardone would probably well, he's obviously not, because that's why he's doing it. Many people would be happy with his evergreen part. He just wants the lot. Because you look at someone like Frank Kern, great marketer, he's all over the AI now, and he's got his brand to a stage where he goes away for 4 months, off the grid, enjoys his life, and then AI has popped up. And all he's done is sat down for a couple of Last Monday, he did $1 million in sales to his audience of his new course.
But their model is simple. Like even when you.
But it's not. But it's simple when you've had 30 years building your brand.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. In terms of they've got their audience, and they can then go, we now sell this.
Yeah. It's how you do it when you're not.
But it's simple. Like if
people.
you look at people like Frank Kern, and I've got a bit of my bugbear with them now because I think they take advantage. I think they take advantage of small business owners who. I spoke to a girl actually who was working for an agency in London, and she left there, become a marketing manager for somewhere that I know. And she told me one of the reasons she left this business was because the business owner spent more money on their coaching than they did any part of their business. And if they lost a client, they would literally go, you need to find a new client this month or we can't pay your wages, knowing that they're spending thousands upon thousands on coaches every month, and you just think, and that
coaches for what?
Business coaches.
Who are coming in and sitting there and explaining how to do this, do that, blah, blah, the thousands of pounds that we know it costs.
But Frank Kern and those guys sit in that same remit, and they do take advantage. But they've got an audience there, and they'll like an audience for $7. They'll do. Here's my course for $7,000. Tomorrow at six.
His hook, and because we understand this, his hook is, I made $1 million out of this AI funnel last Monday. To your 7 million followers.
Yeah.
If I had 7 million followers and I could drop a course, you're going to take advantage of those things, aren't you?
Just to know, if that was the case, Nick wouldn't be sat here right now.
No, exactly. But let's say in 20 years' time you are Frank Kern. And it's like, okay, I can bring myself 5 million a year just by dropping a couple of courses.
I'm not. No, I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it, but even like us, we've literally gone from nothing to over £1 million business from fuck all, no education, sort of marketing, no business, no mentoring, anything, no investment. We've done nothing, have we? We've just worked hard and had to learn as we go. Whereas when I see these other sort of business owners using coaches, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing or mentors. No,
because there are some good ones out there. And to be fair, we learn a lot from them in the business.
Absolutely. But it's you look at it and go, wow, a lot of money's wasted there. But their salesmen are simple.
If you take it, you've got to take it on board. I think a lot of people just don't take it on board, do they? They buy it. I mean, the courses I bought about learning my Facebook expertise in the beginning days was from courses, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah, absolutely.
Spent money on them, but it wasn't. I mean, it was down to I watched and watched and watched and watched and watched until I knew exactly how to do it.
The biggest thing we learned was, where are you making money? And I know it sounds simple, like with all of marketing, and this is why, in a way, this is sort of the idea of this podcast was set up, is that so much bullshit is spoke. Like I referenced it in the last podcast, I went into a meeting today with that boiler manufacturer, and even the head of marketing went, God, there's some shit on LinkedIn. And I giggled and went, yeah, exactly. I said, that's why we've got this other podcast going. She said, because the shit I hear on there is just, it's infuriating. And I giggled and went, they're all full of it. They're all absolutely full of it. And like I said, we didn't have any, we were so unlucky and also lucky and well that we had to learn kind of like GC and sales. And
but you've got to learn from these things. It's like after I've got to shoot off after this because I've got a webinar tonight, which is going to be on through SMS. SMS is something that I believe we're missing. We've got access to it. We've got Klaviyo clients, and SMS is something that's built into Klaviyo. And I don't think anyone in the marketing. I might be wrong. This is where I'm looking from at the moment.
Yeah.
If I get an SMS, I look at it. If I get a WhatsApp ad, which these are so, and I know SMS has been around for a long time, it's still so unutilised, I think. Now,
same with email, mate.
Same with email. But the webinar I'm on tonight is to basically investigate it, start doing a bit of research. It's not going to be put onto the director's table until I think there's something here and this is a platform we could do it with. But so a client this morning was with one of ours. Is like he collects a lot of information. He probably gets 50 leads a day of people waiting for his product, and it's like, can we just simply add a mobile number to that? So when we have the product,
Michael?
yeah. So when we have it, Jake's adding some more stuff to his Klaviyo forms, because why not? Imagine in a month's time we've now got 300 mobile numbers and a new bike seat cover comes out, and we text them all.
We'll text you when your bike seat covers.
They're all going to see that text. Yeah, he has a good open rate, which is 30%, if not more, maybe even 36%, which is brilliant. But that's still 70% of the people who aren't opening and don't know these seat covers there. But I can guarantee 97%, well, this is what I learned tonight, but it's around 90% of people will see that message. And if you're into it, I mean, don't get me wrong, there's bullshit messages and there's something you're actually interested in. But let's say Huel, something that you and I both have. If they send us a text saying, special offer 40% off Huel, today only, we'd probably buy it.
Well, I still not placed an order from last week.
Haven't you? I did mine yesterday, actually.
No chance. Only because I'm using yours first.
But, so, simplicity. Text message. Well, cold. We might as well end the podcast because I don't know what we're talking about now. It's completely gone off, isn't it?
Simple, isn't it?
But I hope people get value from it, which I think they should.
From what, SMS?
No, from this podcast and everything we're talking about. Even though we've gone from simplicity into all sorts of things, but it's just
but it comes down to like where are you making money, and is it working? Like if something's not working, just turn it off.
And also, that's where I was going with the SMS, because in my head, which I hadn't actually said anything in the podcast, the new shiny object that's been put in front of you, and there's fucking loads of them. If you're on any social media, you are seeing new shiny objects. I mean, AI is coming out of my ass, and I think it's brilliant, but because I've watched something, and because I know this, I see something come up, and I go, oh, that's a really good hook at the beginning of that thing. I don't then want to watch any more because I know that I'm going to get full of everything through the algorithm, then just showing everything I don't want to see because I liked and I watched something for more than 3 seconds, and I'm suddenly falling into the algorithm pool of he's interested in this. But it's AI everywhere, and you can utilise this AI, and I think you should utilise the AI. But don't fall in from what you're saying is don't fall for that shiny new object and try something new when you've got something that fucking works already. And if the last company that we had, that whole thing was grown out of getting on the phone and email marketing.
Yeah.
We didn't do any social media at the time, really, did we? It was pretty new then. I remember walking down the streets doing like little videos into my own blogs, which was absolutely embarrassing. But we tried some things out, but it came down to old-fashioned return on investment.
Where's my vlog? Where's our vlog from? What you call it?
From what?
Needham. Have you done it yet?
Half of it's out.
Is it? I've not seen it.
What do you mean you've not seen it?
Where is it?
What, have you posted it?
Oh,
Sure.
100%. It's not my folder.
I need one of those folders.
You've got a folder. Liv's stole all your stuff.
Yeah, the folders are meant. There's a separate. All your stuff's in one location, and all James' stuff's in another location.
Simple.
Another way, we're simple. We sit talking about how good something, and then I don't know where my folders are.
There and Liv puts it in the other place.
No, Liv can jog on. It needs to. Liv, jog on. All right.
So
no.
also believe this: no matter what the gurus say, they're in the same state. Back end wise.
Do as I say, not what I do.
Exactly.
But no, keep it simple. I think for when a lot of the even our business we went in to say like boiler manufacturer, we've agreed that yes, we can definitely help them, but they agreed we actually need to take a bit of a step back and just go, right, what are we doing? What are we actually doing? Rather than just getting caught in the mud and just keep going and all the rest of it. It's like, what are we doing? So again, we're going to do a workshop day with them, go through. They've got 9 different brands that we're looking at. I'm going to start with 3 or 4, and then sort of work out the strategy for those 4, and then do the next 5. But again, we're keeping it simple. Otherwise, you've got 9 in there. It gets even 4 to be posted quite a lot. But again, we're trying to keep it a lot simpler rather than just getting caught in it.
Yeah.
But really, it comes down to what marketing is working, where your leads coming from. Turn that up, and yes, you've got text. You said a bit about testing shiny objects. Like TikTok, it's still the shiny object now. It's still got to be a channel that you should be trying.
We've tried it with some of our clients, and the ROI hasn't been as good as staying on Meta.
No.
So go where.
Well, that will probably change in time. We'll have to revisit it when the time's right.
But it's still like you and I. We were on TikTok a lot, sharing silly videos with each other and stuff. I've bought something from TikTok, a High Smile, which have got amazing campaigns, but I'm not there for ads. When I'm on Instagram, I'm actually taking in ads. I know an ad's put in front of me, and I'm looking at the ad. I don't do that on TikTok.
I love TikTok. I think it's just.
So do I, but I don't look at it for ads.
No. But I think it is influencing our purchasing decision. If we remarket something. I'm not, because you all know I don't buy a lot. But if I was getting ads for like running tricks, actually that's a lie. There's a lot of these people that are now sort of runners on TikTok. They like, this hour do a half marathon under like 2 hours and stuff. You laugh and go, and I don't want to do that, dickhead. But like I'm watching theirs, going, that's interesting. Like what their diet is. I just eat this before I go, and all that. And I'm like, so I am actually, and he was saying the other day about what trainers he was wearing. I was like, that's quite interesting. Now already, I'm not saying it's directly impacting what I'm going to do, but when I need some running trainers for racing, which I've never bought because I took money, I will, in my psyche, when I start researching it, I know I'll go, that lad actually, he did that 50 mile around London, he used the Nike Vapor, whatever they call it, whatever, even if that's the right one. So I think it is.
Well, if we stay on that topic actually with TikTok, so Mark at Utah Run, who we do the ads for.
Oh, shout out to Mark.
Yeah, so we've tried a new strategy with his ads on Facebook. They've got a.
Where is Mark at Utah Run? Where is it?
What do you mean?
Where in America is it?
Where does he live, or where's the shop?
No, where's the shop?
In Utah.
Okay.
Oh, you did. So they've got a pro runner who is local and used their shop to buy his gear.
He didn't ask me to do it.
And this pro runner is doing. He's also quite big on TikTok. So he's done a deal with Mark to do videos for them.
Amazing.
He's now teaching the staff how to do the video. So they'll be going, hey, Hocker's just brought out the new trainer. This is good for this. It's got this sort of gate on it, blah, blah. So I was going through all their TikTok videos and I was like, try these as an ad. So we started off as an awareness ad, as a bit of a test, to just see, okay, let's see what sort of engagement we get.
On Meta as well.
On Meta. So I've taken TikTok stuff. We've downloaded it without the watermark using an app. I choose the videos. They then upload them into a folder. Download that folder. I've now tested on awareness. It worked quite well. We actually had some orders off awareness. So I was like, okay, this is interesting. Set up as a conversion campaign. No text. So this just goes out to their audience of anyone in their radius as a dynamic creative campaign. So it's not
Different
like,
TikTok
so it's not ad
videos.
set, ad set, ad set, it's just one ad, and in there, we press dynamic creative, it allows us to put 10 videos up. So randomly, I've taken some of him, some of the staff, but it's talking about how do you do a gait analysis, what the new Hocker, the new Brooks trainer, blah, blah. Since we started it, he's getting around a 4 times return. We've done one, every 2 weeks we turn the last one off, we put a new one live, and every single time we're getting 3 to 4 times return
And the
on the
video's
ad spend.
good.
It's a 10 to 30 second long video about talking about a trainer in the store.
I need to watch those because that's my genre. Really.
So what you've just talked about, keeping it simple,
Yeah.
it's what you're attracted to,
Yeah.
and they're just talking about it. So anyone who,
And
what
actually,
we're,
sorry, this goes. Sorry, I was going to say actually, this is the stuff. You know, I said to you the other day about the vlogs that we do, or the ones we try to do. They're fucking brilliant. You know, the like, talking over it, but you've still got the. See what I mean? Those type of videos. That's what I think we should try. I want to try those on LinkedIn because I think they'll work.
Yeah, because you can then plan out what you want to
Like
say.
day in the life of a public speaker or something like you.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
fucking hell,
No,
fucking Gary Vaynerchuk over there.
No, because it would be picked up.
How much are you charging now? If you're speaking, 100 grand, 100 grand an hour.
Decent day. But no, that would be more engaging. And my mates would give me absolute grief for that. Oh, look at this cunt.
Yeah.
Get it? But actually, they work like they're the ones I see, and I go, like I'd say about that kid. You know, this is how I ran a sub 1:45 marathon, half marathon and stuff. And you know, he talks to you through the race prep, and it's obviously just his videos during the day. But he's not talking like a vlog.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
just talking over it. And they work.
I'm watching a guy on TikTok and is on Instagram.
What?
Don't even know who his name. To
What
do with
about-
fitness, to do with
Hyrox?
no muscle building, like gym stuff. But he's starting off with a great hook. Irish guy, it's funny. Are you still doing these bicep curl movements to try and grow your arm muscles? Throw that away. And then he gives you a really good way of why you should be doing a cable to do a bicep curl.
Okay.
So engaging, it's funny, and I've changed the whole way I'm doing stuff based on the videos that he's doing.
Have you watched-
Really simple.
Kai.
No.
No, I've sent you his stuff.
Kai.
That young lad. Kai? When his mum's, he's like, Mum!
Oh yeah, yeah.
Mum, get here!
Yeah.
He's like, God, I'm so...
But it's simple. But so they're just finding something simple, but it's engaging because you can watch these videos, even if it's an ad, you're enjoying watching it.
Yeah, they're brilliant.
So I'm actually going to stay here and do the podcast real quick for talking about Utah Run actually and how well that's worked
Yeah.
for my podcast.
What's your podcast called?
Let's Run Facebook has the podcast with me and
So, wrapping this up, Nick. Final thoughts?
think out, put some thought into it, but it's keeping it simple. Like, just get on TikTok, get on Reels, talk about your product. Do you know what? I know that I should do that for my own stuff. I've got the podcast and stuff, but if I'm thinking of Reels, am I over confusing? Am I making it more difficult than it actually is? Do I just sit on a reel and go, you should do this, this, and this, and really snip? But then you start watching the people who are doing an image of their screen, and then they're blah, blah. And the thing when I've tried to do these reels, and I even had an alarm on my computer, this is going back 2 years, and this is what annoys me about when I don't do something. I think to myself, and this is why we haven't, which luckily the podcast has got to that point, and we know what the success has come from that, and this one will do the same. It's that consistency of going, right, once a week for 2 years, you'll end up with that.
Yeah.
Carry on doing it, we'll end up with that.
Yeah.
When I had my alarm for Reels, which was daily, and maybe I went over the two over the top, and maybe I should have just made it once a week, was, oh God, it actually turns into, it used to take me 45 minutes to do a Reel. Because I'm then having to do different things
It's
and
when
join
you
them
had to
together.
interview that girl, didn't you?
And I was trying it myself, and I don't know. There's great success to come out, but you have to think about your day, what's easy. And at the moment, I think if I can do a podcast in the last 5 minutes, send it to Michael, he sorts it all out. If I can then transcribe that and make it into a blog on LinkedIn, and we get it into a video, we could put the video onto LinkedIn.
My biggest tip would be, and it doesn't matter what your product or service is write down the top 10 questions your sales team or the receptionist gets asked every single day, and just produce content,
Okay,
whether
yeah.
it's email marketing, whether it's social, whether it's even, doing videos and posting them on your website or your YouTube channel,
Looking at
whatever.
your Google reviews.
Yeah, and just literally producing content on that, and that will never ever change, because the questions that your audience is asking would have been asked the last 20 years, and weirdly it's going to be asked for the next 20.
Yeah.
It doesn't change whether you're selling a boiler to an installer, whether you're selling a running trainer to an athlete, whatever it may be, the same questions are going to get asked every single year.
Well, yesterday when we went on a call with a client for the fleet tracking, and I said, what's the main feature of this? Because we were being taken through the actual product. What's the actual feature that everyone, she's like real-time tracking. Even the geofencing, which I've done a whole load of copy for, and hooks, pointless. Because I said, what about the geofencing? Even when they're paying for it, they hardly ever use it. So why am I doing hooks on that? Because it's the real-time tracking. And if that's the thing, when we went and had the data company, we figured out that most people had been burnt.
We do still have it, you're just involved in it.
People have been burnt from buying data in the past. So how do you get around it? Prove that your data is better, and it's not going to do that.
Yes.
That was the problem. We're the solution, and all it did was carry on doing the same. Are we recording?
Yeah.
Why is he taking the battery out?
Camera's just gone off.
So I'm talking to that camera and stuff.
No, the
oh,
audio's still
right.
working.
Okay.
But these aren't for you. These are for me. No one cares about you.
So, yeah. Anyway, should we wrap up?
Yeah, well, we went for a wrap up, and you
Yeah,
went off.
because I need to do my podcast now. So
Okay.
it's getting late. I'm tired.
It's episode 11. Nick, thank you so much for coming.
Brilliant. I've loved it.
Yeah, and this time
Thank you for being here. I'll see you on the next one.
we've done it on a table
We have, yeah.
rather than upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm going to film mine slightly differently, holding the microphone now, and just see how this looks when we play it back.
Okay.
So thanks for listening, everyone, to James's podcast.
And see you on the next episode.